I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports Now on this Friday, December the 12th. Yesterday, Mel Kiper Jr., the NFL draft guru for ESPN, held court with reporters talking about all different prospects all around the country in preparation for May's NFL draft. And there was some buzz about Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, probably the top two quarterbacks to go off the board, maybe the top two players to go off the board in the NFL draft of 2015. But one that caught our eye here at NJ.com, one that caught your eye, Rutgers fans, is Leonte Carroo, the star wide receiver for Rutgers, coming off a 1,000-yard season, really a dynamic down-the-field playmaker for the Scarlet Knights. And Kiper Jr. said he's probably around a fourth-round pick, does not have that kind of big size or physicality that would put him in the top 2 rounds of the draft. He should come back to Rutgers 2015, get another year under his belt, get more experience, put up some big numbers, come out into the 2016 draft, and maybe be selected within the top 2 rounds. Our columnist Steve Politi disagreed and said, really, it's not enough. You know, the risk there to assume for Carroo to come back, he could get hurt. All sorts of things could happen, and his draft stock could actually fall. And I couldn't agree more with Steve. And really, I don't see any reason why, if you're Leonte Carroo, if you're a guy that an agent is telling you you're going to be selected in the top 4 rounds of the NFL draft or thereabout, I don't see any reason for Carroo to want to come back to Rutgers. What is the incentive for Carroo to play next year in college for free? To me, there is none. And forget the fact that he could get hurt. That's obvious. That's the number one reason, and Steve hit on it in his column. But beyond just getting hurt, there's other factors here that make zero sense for a future professional athlete to waste away years of their prime for free. We saw in college football, Todd Gurley, probably the best back in the nation, a rare running back that has a first-round grade by most draft experts. He got hurt this year. Who knows what will happen to his draft stock, but he got hurt for free. Jadeveon Clowney, a few years ago at South Carolina, really tried to get an exemption. He tried to take the NCAA to court and say, I don't want to play here anymore. I'm ready for the NFL now. And basically when that didn't work, he slogged his way through a season, didn't want to be out there. Everyone realized it, and he went to the NFL when he could. For Carroo, he's eligible now. Go to the NFL and start the clock on your earnings. For a kid like this, a wide receiver, 2 things stand out to me. Number one, 5-10 years ago, if you were a 4th-round wide receiver, you might say, it's not worth it. The money's not as good as the first 2 rounds, and maybe you'll get buried on a depth chart. Have you been paying attention to what's happened in the NFL the last few years, specifically this year? A great wide receiver class, and it's really going to have a trickle-down effect on the rest of the league. Everyone's throwing the football now, and everyone is seeing capable receivers come out into the draft every single year. We see 3rd, 4th-round picks like Martavius Bryant, John Brown. You go on and on with players, Jarvis Landry, a guy that was Odell Beckham Jr.'s teammate at LSU, guys that were not high draft picks, probably drafted in the same area. Carroo could be drafted in May, making huge impacts on their team in the NFL. You don't have to be a polished 1st or 2nd round pick to jump right into the sport and make an impact. I believe Carroo could be a guy that could do that next year, and he could do it while getting paid. And not just getting paid a nice salary as a rookie on a 3rd, 4th, 5th round, salary for 2015. He could start his clock towards free agency. And that's what it's about now. It's about that for these kids. Get into the NFL, get in as young as possible, and start your free agent clock so you put up your numbers, you make your plays, and then sooner than later, before your career goes on the downside, you can get out to free agency and you get yourself a long-term contract with guaranteed money to set yourself up for the rest of your life. I know Rutgers fans, I know you guys love Carroo, and you think next year he's going to come back and the team's going to be even better. He's going to put up bigger numbers and maybe be a 2nd-round pick, a 1st-round pick, and that's nice in theory. But if I'm Carroo, I see the potential for injury that Steve detailed in this column. I see the fact that I can come into the NFL now and make an impact as a 3rd, 4th, 5th-round pick, and I see that I could get in quickly and get to free agency down the line even more quickly than I could if I wait another year. And on top of it all, why come back to school with a less experienced quarterback? Gary Nova's done now. It's over. And next year there'll be a new quarterback, and maybe he'll be more talented, and maybe ultimately he will have a better career than Gary Nova, whoever it is that starts at quarterback for Rutgers next year. But there could be growing pains. And the chemistry there between Carroo and Nova won't be there. Why come back to a potential new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, maybe a new system, maybe growing pains, maybe the numbers next year, even if Carroo does grow as an athlete, aren't as good. For all those reasons, it doesn't make any sense for any collegiate player that has NFL aspirations to say, you know what, NFL, I'll wait a year, I'll play for free, I'll take all these inherent risks. For Carroo, get out now, go to the NFL, and make Rutgers proud on Sundays, not Saturdays. I'm Joe Giglio for NJ Sports. Now.